What is up, traders? Hope everybody's doing well. This is a trade that I took during the second AM macro, 1050, 1110 macro, and it resulted in a break-even trade. Price, well, let's go off of the entry, the reason. We had a higher time frame SMT with ES. We had price during the macro break structure on the 1 minute, leaving behind an inverse fair value gap with a breaker block. I scaled in my first entry right at that breaker, and then I scaled in more positions on that inverse fair value gap, or actually a bit lower than the inverse. I got my fill. So my average entry was right at the low of that inverse fair value gap, or it's noted here as a fair value gap. TP was right at these lows. Unfortunately, price just skimmed these lows and reversed and resulted in a break-even trade. Happens, part of trading, but all you can do is risk manage properly, trail stop loss. You'll see here in a bit that I trailed my stop loss to break even as soon as we impulsed away from the entry. We broke structure on 1 minute and then impulsed away. I moved my stop loss to break even right away, right then, because at that point there's no reason for price to reverse back up if it's going to drop and if we're correct on bias. Notice that small imbalance right on that inverse fair value gap into it, and then that's right above my entry. Continued lower. So I was here, I'm kind of moving my TP a little bit lower, kind of seeing where it might drop. I have that 1 minute order block to the left, seeing that price might just, wick into it and then maybe reverse or continue lower. I did honestly expect price that it's going to turn that order block into a breaker block, but as we can see here, price didn't sweep these lows and then actually swept it during the 1150, 1210 macro. So it dropped later in the day, which we didn't catch that move because after this break even, we hopped off charts. So I'm going to speed up the trade here so you guys can see how we operated when I moved my stop loss to break even, at what point, what time. Here I'm looking at ES, trying to see if there's any SMTs, looking to close my trade. If I see an SMT with ES, if ES sweeps the low before NQ, then definitely, of course, close the trade. But in this case, neither ES nor NQ closed or swept that sell side liquidity. That's why no TPs were taken, and it was just a break even trade. So I'm going to speed it up here, or I believe at this point where I moved my stop loss to break even. Yeah. So here we can see an impulse lower, breaking structure on the 1 minute. So at this point, there's no point leaving risk on the table. Dropping stop loss to break even and covering costs, of course. And at this point, honestly, I did expect price to just flush down and take profit, but unfortunately, price did reverse up and stop us at break even before pushing higher until during the 1150, 1210 macro where it dropped and just continued its descent lower, tapping to that new day opening gap low, actually. So that was a trade today. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys want more pre and post session analysis just like this, feel free to follow us on Discord. Link is in the description. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time, stay safe and happy trading.